Good evening, peeps. Oops. I am sitting here outside my house in front of my strawberry bed with my puppy so she can be in the video too. Here, Hannah, look. Say hello. Say hi. Okay, so Judy White coming to you live on the Hills and Valleys show. Today I'm going to give you a progress report, and I am going to talk a little bit about overcoming obstacles. So what did I do today? I cut my grass, I washed my puppy, and I prepared to send out these packages. Oops. Okay, wait 1 sec. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to fix my lighting. Hey, Deb, how's it going? Okay, I fixed my lighting and we're back in business. So here's my new book. This is the second day of Unveiling my new book, and I am getting ready to send out. One is to It's Supernatural, Sid Roth, It's Supernatural. I'd love to be on his show. It would be dream come true. And then the other one is Sean Bowles. He is, in my opinion, a super prophet. So I want you guys to pray for me that I get on those shows so that it can gain exposure for my book. I'm fantastic, Deb. Thank you. How are you? Oh, did I ask you how you were? Anyway, so I was going to talk a little bit about overcoming obstacles, and I'll tell you why I want to talk to you about that today. So I want to tell you a story about my friend Joseph. You might know Joseph, you might not. Joseph was a prophetic dreamer, and he had 11 brothers. His brothers hated him, and because they perceived that his dreams they come across arrogant, maybe self-serving. And not only that, they hated him because he was their dad's favorite. So he was sold into slavery, and the brothers convinced his father that he had been killed. His slave owner noticed really quickly that he was blessed by God, and so he put him in charge of his whole household, and his household became very rich. And then he was accused of a crime that he didn't commit, and he was thrown in jail for many, many years. And you'd think that he'd get a bad attitude because he was actually, the guy who cleaned out everybody else's toilets and all that sort of stuff. And back then, yeah, the toilets were bad. So anyway, then by providence, he ended up interpreting the king's dreams and became vizier in Egypt, the second in command to the king. But guess what? There became a famine in the land, and along came his brothers. They're looking for food and supplies, and they have to come to Joseph, but they don't recognize him. So to make this a short story, this is a lengthy story, but I'm going to give you the short version. Joseph, when he came in contact with his brothers, he very quickly internalized what was going on for him, because you can only imagine how angry at some point he must have been at his brothers for, separating him from his father and his mother and whatnot. And anyway, he internalized very quickly, and he forgave his brothers without them having to apologize for what they'd done wrong. So by this time, Joseph knew that all of the events of his life had been for God's purposes, and he was not angry with his family. He was just glad to be reunited with them, and he bore no hard feelings. So why am I telling you this? For two reasons. First, I very much identify with Joseph. When you're going toward your goals and dreams, you're going to run into things, like obstacles, things to overcome. And some of them are not going to be easy. Like, Deb, you know that sometimes you have friends fall by the wayside because they don't understand where you're going or what you're doing. And then, secondly, we all face those obstacles that we must overcome. But the most important part is to keep our hearts tender. Do not harden your heart. Stay sensitive, even in the face of rudeness and insensitivity. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you who are already reading my book. Keep up the good work. You're helping me, and you will be rewarded. If there is anyone out there who wants and needs prayer, either pop me a message in the comments or private message me. It would be my privilege and pleasure to pray for you. I totally love watching God work through our prayers. And I also want to thank God for keeping our community of Whitecourt safe and COVID-free. Thank you, just for listening. Thanks for being here, Deb. Have a fantastic evening. Talk to you tomorrow.